Jay from Team DMA coming at you with another video. This video is gonna be regarding, like I was saying before, that it's been somewhere around a month that I have been wanting to make these videos. So people are wondering what are the videos I'm talking about. The videos have like nothing to do with my channel, nothing to do with Dark Magician. They just have to do overall with what's being currently played in the meta, whether it is just like I would say just like regular meta, and then moving on to more powerful profiles like top the decks that you see top, at least like top 16, something like that. Cards that are very dominant, cards that are being played. Also, a lot of cards that are being put as staple, because there's a lot of cards that weren't staple before but are becoming staples now. Like they're the cards that you have to deal with all the time, whether you like it or not. Obviously, some cards on here are only in the Master Duel, not in the TCG, and keep that in mind. And other cards are obviously, like I said, either in the Master Duel or not in the TCG, or in the TCG and not in the Master Duel. And primarily here on the channel, we cover the TCG, but I just wanted to cover some of these cards. So as you can see here, some of the cards are just like staple with what's being played, but on the bottom, situational. But to be honest with you, a lot of these cards are already starting to be staples in the deck. If you've been watching my duels, people are starting to always shift you, and then from there chain off to a draw on top of the Ash, and then you have to deal with the Gamma, and then the effect Veilers, Infinite Impermanence, the Ghost Bell together with the Ghost Ogre, and then the Moon Chill. I mean, all in the same turn. It's not like they play one here and then the other one another turn. No. All of them in the same turn. Most of these cards are being played all in the same turn. You're getting like 6 of these cards that are here all in one turn. You're getting the Infinite plus the Ash plus the Draw plus the Shifter. You don't see DD Crow being played as often, but still people can side it sometimes. So these are cards that you have to deal with, and like we're saying, like obviously Maxi you can play on the TCG, but it's still up there. But you have cards like Nibiru, and like I said, the Gamma, the Muncho, and the Skullmeister as well. You know, some of these cards stop you from drawing, others negate one draw, like the Ash. Each card, they have several abilities, like whether you special summon a monster from the deck, or you're going to be touching your graveyard, it shuts down the graveyard, like the Shifter. You have the Lancia, and you have all these other, the Reaper on the bottom. All these hand traps that people are having to deal with. So when this video ends, please go down below, because it has nothing to do with my channel, nothing to do with Dark Magician. I never make content like this, but that's what I wanted to cover, because a lot of people are quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! Also, a lot of people are rigging their videos. It's been going on since 2020, 2021 that a lot of the famous YouTubers, like anyone with 1,000 subscribers or above, which mainly covers almost everybody, all of their duels are rigged. They can't beat any good decks, so they only show you like duels against decks that do nothing, like there's no negations, no interruptions, and the only max that of negations or interruptions they'll dare take is 2. But that's definitely rogue style. The nowadays is anywhere, and from what I've seen, it's like a mandatory 3 per turn, and they max out somewhere around 10 negates and interruptions per turn. And like I said on the previous video, you can't play any spells, there's no special summon, and then they Shifter, and you can't go to your extra deck. And people are like, he's lying. Check my videos out. Check my videos out for the last 2 weeks. That's what's going on. All of the things I said, those are all the things you can't do. And I'm dealing with all that with the Dark Magician. That's a budget deck. I'm not even playing the top tier version that everyone says is the best. So yeah, write down in the comments below the cards that you've been seeing a lot played, and then your opinion, your take on what's going on. And you already know the decks that are being played, right? A lot of Kashtira, a lot of heavy, super heavy Samurai. There's people that are seeing Exo Sister come out. There's I've seen a lot of Bestial Dragon Link. They're broken, really broken. They're really powerful decks. what is it called? The branded Despia. There's just so many decks, Math Mix, and they're very powerful. These guys, they can OTK you, and you have to deal with a bunch of negates. You can't even access, like I was saying, access your extra deck. It's just too broken from the perspective that I'm seeing. It's not necessarily my opinion, it's just the facts of what I'm seeing. And then here we're gonna be taking a look at some board breakers, ways to get out going second. And there's a lot of people who are starting to main these cards. And me personally, a lot of people don't notice when I play, and I said this a lot of times already. When I go first, I try not to play bricks. Like I just get a bunch of cards out, and that's how I'm able to draw 50% of my deck. I will draw 15 to 17 cards in my first turn. When you look at my deck, it says like 19, 18 cards, and that's on top of taking negations, because they still play hand traps, right? And it doesn't affect me. I just draw like crazy, unless they use a draw. But when they use a draw, it doesn't matter, because the cards I have are already a bunch of negations, 3-4 negations, interruptions with the draw. Like it doesn't affect me. Yeah, but going second is different because people can set up. Like I said, I keep saying the same thing, repeating myself, and people keep saying that I'm lying, but it's the truth. People are setting up 6 to 10 negations. That's just common now. It's not rare. If you're not dueling decks that are setting up 6 to 10 negations per turn, then you're dueling against weak decks. It more likely means your videos are rigged so that you win every time, but that's not the reality. Because when people are seeing the regionals, like top regionals, top nationals, it paints a different picture. Dragoon, especially Dragoon is trash. You can summon 3 Dragoon, they're nothing compared to the tier 1 and tier 0 decks right now in the format. Dragoon's trash. He really is. And it's not that bashing it or nothing, it's just the reality. Dragoon's never helped me. He's just there as support, cherry on top, but he's not there to win. He can't cut it. And these are some of the board breakers. Here we have the droplets. You already know what that does, right? So a lot of people argue saying that it's situational or not. Some people main it. Every card is like that. People argue whether it should be mained or side. And then the ruler, Dark Ruler No More, that one's, a lot of people are just starting to main it. And honestly, I don't blame them. The way decks are broken right now, I don't blame them. I could see like Dark Ruler No More followed up by like a Raigeki or a Feather broken. Even a Dark Hole. And then you got here the triple tactic talents. A lot of people are playing it. Super Poly is starting to be Super Poly has always been a staple. And there was a time where it was limited, but it's back up to 3, I believe. And people are playing it at 3, and that's the only way they're surviving. You know, using the what is the bird called? I don't remember the name right now, but yeah, basically very easy to make. There's a lot of monsters that are super hyper easy to make, and you could just go into it. There's just so many ways you can use Super Poly. It's very powerful. It can make you survive against this tier 1, tier 0 format. It's not good enough to win every time, but it's good enough to survive. They can respond to it. And that's another card that doesn't work against my Dark Mission deck, because I have my deck set up in a way that even cards that say you can respond, I can still negate them. People don't pay attention. And then the evenly match, people are starting to main it. I've been saying it for a while. People don't want to believe it. And then people are afraid to post the duels because they don't want you to see how you have to deal with like 4 negations and then evenly match, and then you get rid of your whole field. If you don't believe me, like I said, come see my channel. You're having to deal with tier 0 decks. They're already having 6 negates, and then on top of everything, you still have to deal with evenly match on top of everything. So you just, by a miracle, you went through 6 negates and interruptions, and then after that, you have to deal with evenly match. All your cards are gone, and you're still required to win the duel. And when you come to my channel, you see just that. You see 5 to 6 negates, and then it evenly matched. They remove all my cards, and I still win the duel. Then you got the Lightning Storm, Raigeki, the Dark Hole, Feather, and then this one right here is for the Kaijus. Very broken card, very cheap. I suggest people to get this card at all costs. you have to get the card, especially the ultras. They're hyper super cheap. They're hyper super cheap, and the rest of them are just situational with the kaijus and everything. But basically, you're gonna want to play what you can, like the sphere, the mind control, the forbidden, the forbidden lands, and then you got the kaijus here with the golem. So you just play what makes you win duels, and people are like, well, you make it sound easy, but it's not easy at all. You have to see your win-loss rate. How many duels are you winning to loss? And I'm speaking especially only about tier 1 and tier 0, because a lot of people, they'll tell me like, oh, my win ratio is 100% or 90% or 80 or whatever. And then I go to their channel to go see their duels. They're dueling against a bunch of crappy decks. Of course they're winning all the time. They're taking no negations, no interruptions. And you can tell a lot of the fake Dark Magician players because they always win with Dragoon. Like, you ask them, like, how do you win against tier 1 and tier 0? They tell you Dragoon. That's a fat lie. All the tier 1 and tier 0, they know Dragoon's worthless. He doesn't help them win nothing. He never will. It never did. It never will. He's just there to help, but he's not there to win. Everybody who plays top tier style knows that's true. I've never struggled with Dragoon. I never will. He's just a basic monster. Sure, he's OP, but the cards that are available now are too broken. Dragoon's not the problem. If he was a problem, they would have banned him. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, you guys leave in the comment below what you think should be played, what cards you think shouldn't be played, what you've seen being played a lot, whether it's Master Duel, whether it's TCG, just your insight into the current Yu-Gi-Oh format. I know Master Duel is getting crazy with all these decks coming in, flooding the place, all these tier 0. But like I said, if you want to leave a comment and your insight, your knowledge, your opinion, what you think, like I said, here are the cards again, just so you can see the review really quick. Just cards that are being mained compared to cards that are being side, and then also cards that you see playing mainly, and then like board breakers, because that's all I covered. I didn't cover anything else. I didn't cover anything other than that. And hopefully you liked the video. If you like more videos like this regarding the overall format, let me know in the comments below. And like I said, make sure you leave your comment, your opinion, what you see, what you're seeing, or any decks that are causing you trouble, and we either try to resolve it or talk about it. And I have to finish off the video because it's been going on for quite a while. I try to do short videos, like 10-15 minutes max or less, but I keep insisting, I keep telling everybody, you're gonna have to start dealing with 6 to 10 negates per turn. If you don't, you're probably playing super weak decks and you're not introduced to the reality of Yu-Gi-Oh! So with that having been said, you guys, God bless, take care, and don't give up. Dark Magic Attack.